What's up, peeps? Nick Battle, aka Nino's Corner Man. First off, if you like this content that is coming your way, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot, it means a ton. It helps the channel grow. Today, we're going to talk about what's there in that banner there, folks. Texas adds four-star offensive lineman Payton Kirkland to its 2023 class. We're going to get into that in just a minute, go over some of his film, the whole nine. But first off, guys, let's get into the sponsor. Support for the Ninos Corner podcast is brought to you by BetUS. Go to betus.com, use the code Ninos Corner, get 125% sign up bonus, folks. So, look, the fights are coming up, football season's coming up as well. Go place your bet at betus.com. And get 125% sign up bonus using the code Ninos Corner, or just click the link in the descriptions. Next sponsor, folks, is manscaped.com. Hey, folks, go to manscaped.com. Get 20% off and free worldwide shipping using the code Ninos Corner. Again, 20% off and free worldwide shipping using the code Ninos Corner at manscaped.com. They got a bunch of stuff you can use there. The Lawnmower 4.0. They got the Weed Whacker. They got shirts. They got the bags, everything at manscaped.com, 20% off using the promo code Nino's Corner. But you guys came here to talk about the new recent commit, Texas adding four-star offensive lineman Payton Kirkland to his 2023 class. Payton Kirkland, folks, is 6'5", 355 pounds from Dr. Phillips High School out of Orlando, Florida. He is a consensus four-star guy from the On3 rankings, national 296 ranked player here in the country, the number 22 ranked tackle in the country, and the number 60 ranked player in the state of Florida, which goes to show you guys, Florida, their top 60 players are four stars. Just think about that for a minute. It's a lot of talent in that state. Why is this important for Texas, folks? Texas beat out Michigan State, Florida, Miami. Who else was on there? OU was on the final five, and I think Alabama was on the final five. Or no, it was Florida State, Michigan State, Florida State, Florida, Miami, and Oklahoma. Those were his top five, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But guess what? Guess who wasn't on that list of the top five? Texas was not on that list for the top five. They just weren't. So this is going to be a shock the world kind of moment. Things happened to where the world wasn't shocked because the information got out before. I think Payton wanted it to get out there. However, we got us another offensive lineman, bringing five in for the 2023 cycle. So Payton Kirkland, coupled with Jaden Chapman, a Connor Stroh, and Andre Kojo, and a Trevor Gooseby. So that's five guys right there. Not the burger joint five guys, but five guys, folks. And we see Cal Flood has a type when we keep talking about this. He likes big humans, folks. Big humans. This guy's 6'5", 345 pounds, 355 pounds, somewhere in that range. But you see him coupled with a Connor Stroh, who's 6'6", 6'7", 345, coupled with an Andre Kojo, who also is 6'6", 6'7", 345 pounds, coupled with Trevor Gooseby, who is a guy who is 280 pounds at 6'7", who's just starting to get into his frame. That's going to play tackle. And also coupled with a guy like Jaden Chapman, who I think Jaden might be the smallest guy to all of them. Was he 6'4"? 6'4", 290 or something like that. But look, we got three big humans here on this line that are 345 plus, and that is Connor Stroh, that is Andre Kojo, and that is now Payton Kirkland. Payton Kirkland is a pretty fluid guy for a guy his size. So once you look at him, I like to look at him and look at the tape and say that he does have the ability. I think once he gets his body in the college shape and gets all the maturing into his body and the weight training and the development, you're looking at a guy who can definitely man the right tackle position. But who knows? Who knows how his body's going to frame out? If you're looking at Trevor Gooseby, it's one of those guys that is going to pan out to be potentially your left tackle with his athleticism and good feet and just being very fluid. You can look at a guy like Kirkland here, who's a big, massive guy, kind of reminiscent of Cam Williams, with the big frame there, 6'5", 6'6", 345 pounds as a 17-year-old kid. So he's going to get bigger and he's going to get stronger, especially in a college program. So once you see him, you can see him line up at a right tackle, and then eventually you see guys like Chapman, and you see guys like Andre Kojo, and you see guys like Connor Stroh, those guys fight it out to be guards, or who knows, any one of the combination of these five guys to be guards or tackles would be awesome. So we'll see exactly where he's going to fit, but we're going to look at some of the film here and just see how good of a player he is. Tapping into the Florida market, that is very important here for Texas. This is something that Texas hasn't done in quite some time, is to tap into that Florida market heavy and then to go get a great offensive lineman from that Florida market. We're seeing that this staff is becoming national recruiters on the recruiting landscape here at Texas, going to New Jersey, to go and get Sadir Mitchell, going to Florida now to go and get, Payton Kirkland, going to Louisiana to get an Arch Manning, and, around also from that state as well. And also the 5-star safety out of there as well. Folks, we are going nationwide getting recruits, but still able to tap into the homegrown talent in the state of Texas as well. Hey, we picked up 4 great offensive linemen here for the 2023 cycle in state. And now Cal Flood has cherry picked who he wants from out of state, who he thinks is going to fit and who's going to fit this mold for this offensive line class that he wants here at Texas from now until forever. We all understand Texas is going to the SEC. I know I keep preaching this, folks, and folks always know this. Texas is going to the SEC, right? And so SEC 2023, 2024, 2025 by the latest. If I had to put money on it, I would say 2024 and earlier. But going into the SEC, what do you need? Big bodies in the trenches. You need fast guys on the outside. And you see Coach Sark and Coach Marion are doing that with the recruiting, getting the wide receivers like a Niblet, who's a fast guy, a 10-4 guy, 10-3 guy, getting a guy like Jonte Cook, who's another fast guy, who's a burner as well, getting a Brennan Thompson last cycle who can absolutely run. Jonah Wilson is a guy who has sneaky fast reaction and just a sneaky fast guy when it comes to being a wide receiver. Getting other skill position players. We are getting the players that Texas wants, the players that Texas needs on this team, and it's exciting. It is exciting to see just exactly what we are getting on the offensive side of the ball and what we are trying to accomplish here on the offensive line to make sure that our offensive talent has the ability to do their thing and basically be a great team when it comes to running the ball and passing the ball as well. He's just a really good player, man. Very skilled guy. Definitely going to take some maturing here, once he gets here on campus. And I mean maturing not in the mental aspect. I'm talking about the body aspect. And that's something that, look, we see what Cal Flood was able to do at Rutgers. We see what he's able to do at Alabama. We saw what he was able to do for the Atlanta Falcons. We are seeing exactly that Texas has the offensive line coach that we believe can do great things in the SEC. He's recruiting the kind of guys that he wants across his line. And having those guys across his offensive line is starting to do some great things here for this class. And like I say, I like Payton Kirkland. It just makes sense now that you see exactly what Cal Flood is doing here and the kind of bodies that he wants. He put an awesome class here in 2022 with Banks and with Campbell, and with Neto and Agbo and Connor Robinson and Cole Hudson. I mean, he put a great class last year, probably the best class in the country last year when it comes to the line, and he's backdooring that with guys who can potentially play early, but they don't have to play early. And they're big body guys that, look, there are 2 things you can't teach: size and speed. And so when you have these big body guys here, folks, you can get these guys, put them in the program, let them mature into the program, get developed, get in the weight room, and become the studs that you want them to become. And if you can get that big body guy like a Deontay Brown at Alabama, like an Evan Neal, who was a huge human once he came to Alabama and they trimmed him down and now he's a first-round pick, you get guys that can move people. And when you got a guy who's 345, 350 pounds, it's going to be hard for a defensive tackle to move that guy back. Talking to Connor Stroh when he was here on the show a few weeks ago, he said that his strength was it's going to be hard to move him back, and that's what you want. You don't want your offensive lineman to be moved back. You want to be, every time that running back gets the ball, he's going to fall for 4 yards easy. or fall for 5 yards easy because guess what? That defensive lineman cannot push that offensive lineman back. At first, I didn't know what to think about the pick because I was like, oh man, we already got 4. Do we need another one? Hey, but hey, the more offensive linemen you got, the better. Texas got 7 last cycle. They get 5 this cycle, folks. That's 12 offensive linemen in 2 years. I did a video here not too long ago, and Texas had 18 offensive line recruits in a 5-year span prior to Sark coming here. So 18 in the 5-year span, and since Sark's been here, he's gotten 12 in the first 2 years. What? Hey, you got to love it. You got to love it. So, folks, I'm excited about this pickup. I really am. I really am excited about this pickup. I think this is going to be an awesome opportunity here for, Payton, an awesome opportunity also for these young offensive linemen to compete against that 2022 class and get here on campus next year. And we're going to beef up the trenches is what we've been doing here. And now that we have beefed up the trenches, we're going to continue to stack more classes of big humans on top of these guys as well. Have 2 to 3 classes of this. And guess what? You're going to have an offensive line factory, basically. That is the key. That is what Texas wants. That is what Coach Flood wants. I'm pretty sure you get him behind closed doors. He's going to tell you he likes these big humans because guess what? Hey, big guys don't grow on trees every day. And big guys that want to come play for you really don't grow on trees every day. So when you're able to get 3 out of these 5 guys here on campus are 345 pounds plus, and you can plug and play any one of those 3 guys from tackle to guard. And then you couple that with 2 other guys who can play tackle or guard as well, but they're not as big. But look, they're big humans as well. They're both 6'4", 290. Another guy is 6'7", 280 pounds, very athletic. You can see exactly this offensive line class and what Coach Flood and Coach Sark want this offensive line class to be. But on that note, folks, man, hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining. I want to tell you guys, hey, man, do you. Don't be afraid to fail. Outgrow your environment. Understand your brilliance. Hook them all day long. Horns always up. And also, don't make fun of the shirt. My son had a reptile exhibit he had to go to today. He had a dinosaur shirt on. I don't have dinosaur shirts, folks. This is the closest thing to a reptile I have. So I wore it. Can't go wrong with Mario, baby. Anyway, man, Hooker, man, horns always up.